Okay, today I want you to finish adding your color to your background of your pop-up and your foreground. This kind of fold is sort of the middle of your paper, and that's where we're going to create the pop-ups. I am going to, now that I'm finished with my foreground and my background, I decided to leave my buildings white. I'm going to cut my places where my pop-ups are going to be. Now I've created 3 different things that I'm going to pop up. Mine's kind of a city, so I've created these buildings out of paper and just cut different parts to make my buildings and my little bus. So after I've finished that, I'm kind of going to decide where I want them to pop out, and I'm going to draw on the fold where my cuts are going to be. So when I cut, this is the part that you really want to make sure you have thought about. I'm going to cut on my folds just like when we practiced that first time. I'm going to do 3 box folds for my 3 pop-ups. Now after I've done my box folds, you have to remember that you're going to bend and crease. This is important that you make a nice crease and you bend both ways. This paper is thicker, so it's going to be a little bit more tricky to crease. I'm going to bend it the other way. That breaks those paper fibers so that it pops more easily. Crease, crease, fold them back. Now I open up my pop-up and I pop those parts out with my finger. And if I crease it nicely and then I close it, and it should have where my pop-ups happen. Now at this point, I've kind of cut through some of my drawing that I've already created, and I am going to place my pop-ups where I originally had planned to put them. I think I had planned this one here. So now I have my pop-ups kind of where I want to place them. At this point, I can kind of look and see if I want to change anything. Maybe there's something that I see. I thought I was going to not be able to see this, but maybe I want to flatten it and go back and add color to some of these. It's going to be much easier to add color before I add my pop-ups. But at this point, I think I'm ready to add my pop-ups. I'm just going to use the glue that's been soaked in the sponge. I'm going to do this bus one first. And I only have to put a little bit of glue at the bottom of it. I'm going to place that right there. This one, since there only is going to be glue at the bottom, I'm only going to have to put glue at the very bottom. There's plenty of glue and the sponge. I don't want to push too hard because I don't want to be soaking wet. I want to make sure I don't put this past where that fold is. So I have to kind of hold it a little bit. And then my last one is going to be right here. Put my pop-up down, make sure that it's stuck. I'm going to close it. If it sticks out a little bit, maybe I'll just cut that part off if I don't want that to happen. And then when it pops up, it should be stuck to where my box folds are. You can see that it's already stuck. And at this point, if I have any other details, I can add those to my pop-ups. Maybe I have some more time and I think of an idea I can add to my foreground. Maybe there's something else I can add to my background. It's a little bit more difficult now because I have these little pop-ups in the way, but at this point I am finished. And I think I am going to cut this part off. That's hard to figure out when you're making those. Oh, I just kind of cut off part of the building. So now I'm just going to even that out. There. Okay, and I am finished and your pop-up is complete. If you have time and you want to put another sheet around your pop-up so that it kind of wraps the outside of your pop-up with another card, you can make it kind of clean on the outside and then it pops up nice and even on the inside. And you're finished.